This is an emissaries of light. I asked them, was I okay before I came on live? And they said yes, they lied. I should have looked for myself. Hmm. Anyway, you guys, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning here, and I just got some downloads for those of you that are stuck in separation. Um, I'm going to give you a few tips on how you can overcome it and what's next, what your next step is. First and foremost, let me say thank you for joining me. Thank you for my gifts from Amazon. I will start unwrapping them next week. I have so many, I'm overwhelmed. I'm just going to be quite honest because I was not anticipating receiving so many gifts. But, okay, this is crazy. All right, so when we go into separation with our twin or with our soulmates, the same rule applies to both. But of course, we know that the twin flame dynamic is a lot more complicated, a lot more difficult um, than just a soulmate relationship. Normally, the law of attraction works for soulmates, but you got to go a little bit deeper when it comes to being a twin flame. You have to clear out, purge, there is a whole there's levels. There's levels to this. You all know this if you're a twin flame. So what I'm telling you, you already know. Okay. But first and foremost, it really happened for me 2 weeks ago. Um, has it been 2 weeks? It's been almost a month actually, when I reconnected with my original twin. And it's so crazy because it's like, you guys, the truth is always hidden in plain sight for us to see. It's always like right in front of our face, right? But he said something to me when I was talking to him about coming back home to the US. And he was like, you need to pour back into yourself. You need to love yourself. I know that. I knew that. But this is one of the things that most people that are on the journey, especially those that are new, don't know. That self love, love for self within, equates union on a without. It draws your twin back to you, it draws the union. So, one thing where we go wrong on a twin flame journey is seeking union. That is the number one thing that you do not do. Don't seek union, but have action, move towards your spiritual self, your soul purpose, first and foremost. And then self love. Well, self love first, obviously, but I already mentioned that. So, those are the two things that will get you out of separation. I know because I have manifested 3D union with my twin multiple times, and I know what to do. I have known what to do, but it has been the ego, which I am going to forewarn you. That's what messes it up for everybody on this journey. It's either one or both of our egos. We allow it to get in the way, and everything just goes and just fizzles right out. The ego is not your amigo on this journey. So somebody got to be the one that eats humble pie. Someone has to eat humble pie. Let that person be you. 9 times out of 10, it will not be your twin. For those of you that had just joined me, please smash that like button. 9 times out of 10, it will not be your twin because on the journey, it's usually someone who's more awakened than the other person. Who is with me? I've not even seen anyone even comment here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I got this download. I received this download when I just came out of meditation. And one thing that we often do is when we're seeking union with our twin or our soulmate, etc., When you're actively chasing after it, you don't realize what you're doing is setting up resistance. And what you resist often persists. Never actively seek it, but be it, embody it, like, feel complete and feel whole. That is the thing. If you're never complete and whole on yourself or within yourself, you're never going to be complete and whole with a person. No one out there, not even your twin flame, even though they are the other half of your soul, can complete you. Only you can complete you. And having a codependency for this person will only further keep you two apart. You will never accomplish what you seek. You will never accomplish what you sought after if you continue to have a codependency or form of codependency or an addiction to the relationship. Um, Reconnecting back with my original twin about 3 weeks ago, I believe. Shit has happened so fast. Okay, there's three of you guys here. There's only one person that pressed like. Please smash that like button and let me know who in the heck am I talking to. Please let me know. Um, Really honestly, on this live, you guys, I am not gonna pull any punches. I'm gonna give it to you very raw and very straight because that's what's gonna help you. I'm not going to do the airy fairy, transmission. I'm just going to give it to you raw and I'm just going to tell you what I know from my own personal experience. Anytime I've ever wanted to, reconnect with my twin, I've never had an issue, never had a problem. Why is that? Is because I always make sure that my intentions are pure. I always make sure that, my reason for contacting him is not a selfish reason, but beneficial for both of us. At times, we need to open up and we need to speak our truth, and we even need to speak it to our twin. The reason why we're not in union, some of us, is because we're not speaking our truth. We're not being in congruency with what's in our heart as opposed to what's in our mind because we allow our ego, which is not our amigo, remember? We allow our ego to step in and get into the way. Hey, love. Namaste, beautiful. Thank you so much for chiming in and letting me know you're here. There's 4 now. Can you guys press that like button, please? And thank you. There's 5 now. The number is going up. Hey, girl, you just broke a record and you just brought some people in. You got some good energy. There's 6 people now. All right, where was I? I have learned a lot from my original twin, and I have learned a lot about unconditional love and loving someone in spite of, okay, girl, in spite of it all. Now, we are at 2 different places in our lives. I know our soul contract. I don't need to share that with the world. Some things you do need to keep to yourself when it comes to your union. But I do know that as friends, oh my God, we are perfect as friends. We completely get along as long as we keep it on that level. As long as we keep it on a friend level, because boy, I tell you, if I mention anything, or even if he even mentioned things, he triggers himself by mentioning anything about our relationship, things tend to go south. So, what I am learning is patience and how to take things slow on the twin flame journey. There are some of you that may not even be in contact with your twin, and you may be in a complete separation where there is also silence. That's okay because you can also speak to your twin and you can send your twin telepathic messages. You can include your twin in meditations, and I suggest that you do that because it only helps for your twin to raise their vibration and help them to, come to the highest frequency. That's another thing that you need to do too when you're in separation. Always make sure, and it's easier said than done, you guys. I totally get it. And I'm not saying this to be cliche. I'm not trying to sound like the other twin flame gurus out there to tell you keep your highest vibration and oh my God, it's so easy. No, it's not. It's hard as fuck. If it was easy, then every one of us that are twin flames will be in union with our twins right now, right? It's not easy, but it's worth it. And if you can continue to keep challenging yourself to keep yourself in the highest vibrations, then things will pan out the way that you need them to pan out. And eventually you will have 3D union. Okay. I can tell you today, or actually yesterday, because yeah, this is the morning. Last night, I was just purging. I was just sitting. I came out of meditation and I just started to think about all of the things that triggered me and my twin flame dynamic with my original twin. Okay, for those of you that just joined me, welcome. Please let me know who you are. Introduce yourself. Say something. Let's have some interaction going here. Um, actually, hold on one second. All right, y'all. I had a whole vibe going before I started this live. Hi, Ella. Hello. I had a whole vibe going. I had to get back into my vibe, y'all. But now I gotta remember what I was saying because there was a long pause. Okay, yeah, I know what I was going to say. Thank you for introducing yourself and then acknowledging um, being here on this live. I said some choice words to my original twin. For real, this twin flame journey is not for the meek of hearts. I had some choice words that I had said because, like I told you guys, I came out of meditation and I just started just thinking about my whole life and some of the choices that I made were not good choices, but the energy and what the cards that I was dealt, the hand that I was dealt was not a fair hand. Like I had a shitty hand. I'm not gonna lie. And so I was just letting him know how I felt about that and how I felt like he was partly responsible because, there were some things that should have been done differently. And, I remember having a conversation with him the day before yesterday too. And he told me that I was low vibrational because I was expressing my feelings. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. You're supposed to be a conscious man. How can you call me low vibrational? Because I'm telling you from my heart what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, and that, it's a byproduct from some of the decisions that you made where you excluded me out. You X'd me out. You counted me out. You didn't take my feelings into consideration. Hey, I'm Kay. What's up, girl? Grand Rising, Supreme Risings, everybody. So it left me vulnerable and it left me in a compromising position. And I'm not playing victim. I'm not. I own my shit. I take 100% responsibility. But at the same time, Spirit was like, you have to be truthful. You have to let this person know that the reason why you moved this way is because they moved that way. Cause and effect, right? So anyway, I let that go. He listened. He didn't say anything. And so that's what really triggered me. It's the gaslighting. I hate that. It's like, come on, we're both professionals. We both counsel people. Why in the hell are you diametrically opposed to what you're telling other people? That's hypocritical. So I just kind of like laid it on him thick. And then I turned my phone on because I had shut it down because I'm like, I don't want no energy from him. I don't want to hear nothing he has to say. I said what I had to say. Let me have him marinate in that for a while. And then I turned my phone back on and it said that he deleted a message. And I was like, well, why did you delete the message? What did you have to say? Obviously, you had to say it, so it's like, okay. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon, calm down. There go your ego just has to pounce on him. Your ego just has to purge and just kind of like just let it all just come towards him. And then I was thinking to myself, you know what? This is the very reason why we're not in union. I could blame him all day long, but honestly, you guys, I have to be honest with myself. This is the reason why we have not been able to come together is because of my ego. His ego too. But today I can't blame him. He deleted what he said because obviously he knew his ego was speaking and not his heart. And it's so crazy because I told him the next time that you say something to me, make a decision concerning me, make sure that it's love based. Make sure that you're doing it out of love. because this is a cycle, I swear to God, that I want to break with you. I don't have this cycle with no one else. I have it only with you. So that lets me know this is something that I need to break, and we need to break it together. I cannot do it by myself. I need your help. And even though we're on different paths, we still connect. We still come back together. There's a divine connection here. It's not romance. It's not romance. Not now. But mind you that I am still legally married to this man. Even though we don't talk romance or anything like that, we are always here for each other. But there have been things that have taken place that we both need to heal from. And that's another reason why a lot of us are in separation, because we still got so much healing. And can I tell you something, you guys? I want you to be up on this and aware. A lot of the healing that we have to do is not always outside of the union. Some of the healing that we need to do is from the sacral chakra, which is sexual healing, and we need to come together in order to complete that healing. So don't think that, God is stupid and God's going to have you just heal all by yourself and you're going to be 100%. And then when your person come back, they're going to be 100%. And you guys are going to live this, fairy tale of happily ever after. The, the last time that me and my twin came into union, we got into the biggest argument. Is the argument of all arguments. I don't even think that we've never done this before. It was so bad that he embarrassed me in front of the receptionist at the hotel that me and the kids were staying at. It was like, I mean, my mouth flew open. Like, I couldn't even believe that it was my husband. And then the receptionist was like, whoa, like, where did that come from? And it was him again playing victim on me because I was engaged to Josh. This was years ago. This was like 2 years ago. Because I was engaged to marry Josh. And I'm like, one thing that I would tell you, this is my personal life, and I do what's best for me. If you cared about who I was marrying or engaged to, then you would be in my life. Instead of trying to micromanage my life from where you are and then try to control my life too from where I stand. No, I'm CEO over my own life, and I can be with whoever I want to be with, especially if at that time me and this person's on the same wavelength and the same page. Okay? You can choose to be with whoever you want to be with. Never let your twin flame guilt trip you or make you feel that something's wrong with you or you're being unfaithful or you're being unloyal to them because you're choosing to date other people. No, this is what this journey is about. This is about love, being open to all types of love. Why would I constrict myself, restrict myself to being with someone who can love me properly right now when you're loving me improperly? I got a phone call when I actually got a text from my ex today. I ignored it. That wasn't enough for me to ignore it. He had to call. So I ignored his damn call too because right now I don't want exes. The only person that I really truly would love to be with is my true twin flame. But we're separated. Well, I don't even want to say we're actually separated this moment because that's another thing that I want to tell you too. Careful on how you label this, careful the energy that you throw at it. Because as long as you're in communication with your twin flame, you don't have to physically be laying next to each other and scoring each other to have 3D union. Union is when you both can agree to disagree or agree to agree to the fact that there is a connection and you're going to keep this connection going, whether you do it through long distance through phone call, whether you do it through video chatting, or whether you do it through email. Wherever form of communication you choose, as long as you're having communication and it's constant communication, baby, that's union. That's union. Okay? I don't know why we always wanted to look a certain type of way. That's conditions. If your twin is speaking to you and you're speaking to your twin and you're constantly, growing stronger and your connection, okay, and you're getting things out, you guys are speaking, you're communicating, that's union. You don't have to physically be laying next to that person. That person doesn't have to be living with you and in your house in order for you to be in union. Union is union. Union is that connection, that reconnection. That is union. And I wish that I would have thought this way a long time ago, because remember, you have to take it slow. Only fools rush in. You have to be friends. You have to get a chance to know your twin, because even though you think you know them, if you've had time apart, that person is not the same person. You're not even the same person. Hell, you're not even the same person that you was last week. You're a completely different person now, right? Just within a week. Can you imagine however long you've been separated from your twin, how you've grown and how you've matured spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally? You know, my son told me today, and I had to really listen to him. He was like, Mom, you have always been emotionally mature and more emotionally mature than all of your men. Like, I've seen some of the fuck shit that they've done to you, and you just bowed out gracefully, let them have their karma, and you gracefully moved on. You didn't, try to beg them. You didn't try to stop them. Like most women, you didn't run after them. You just said, okay. He was like, I've never seen a woman like you, Mom. He was like, you are a fucking goddess. He said, you got to give yourself more credit than what you do. But my point is, we tend to psych our own minds out because we're not in union and the person is not next to us. We're not in a physical 3D union, so we say we're not in union. No, because listen, what you put into your mind is what comes out. So what you think about, you bring about. So if you keep saying we're in separation when you're connected, what do you think the universe is going to do? It's going to create events and circumstances to where you and your twin are disconnected again. And so what it becomes for both of us is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So what I'm saying is that you have more power than what you think. Okay, there's 13 here, 14 here. Please smash that like button and thank you. Exactly. MK, what MK said, you guys, she says, I agree, regardless of how someone acts, we can choose to partake or not to partake. It's up to us how we're going to do it. And you know what? Yes, please share this live, you guys. Please share this on your social media, Instagram, Facebook. Please reshare this, even if you have a YouTube channel, on your community section. Please reshare this video, because this is very vital. This is very quintessential, because some of the things that we think is really what's holding us back from our union. So if you're in communication with your twin and you still saying to yourself that we're not in union, then guess what's going to happen, and what is the inevitable? The universe is going to bring about an event and a circumstance that's going to separate you again, to where you're not talking and you're back into that silence again, because you did not appreciate and you were not grateful for that connection. Now, when I reconnected with my original twin, I believe about 3 weeks ago, the first thing that he said to me was shocked the hell out of me. He was like, I appreciate the fact that you unblocked me. You guys, I'm not going to lie to you. It was like a total mind fuck that he said that. Because I didn't think that he cared. You know, I didn't think that he cared about me unblocking him. But one thing that I promised myself, I'm never going to block anyone again. Because it's the most, if you really want union with someone, why would you block them? And then also, I realize what you do to your twin, you also do to yourself. So that's actually blocking me. When I block you, I block me, because you are me. When you start just looking at this person as yourself, I'm telling you, the whole dynamic changes. Your whole perspective. If you change your perspective about the way that you view your twin, it will change the whole energy. Like, okay, case in point, if my twin would have said something evil back to me today, I believe that it would have made things a lot worse with us. And for that very reason, that's why he deleted it. And he cared enough. He cared enough to take back whatever he said. Now, that turned the light bulb on in me. And I said, listen, this man could have said whatever he wanted to say to you and let it fly. And guess what? He could have felt that you deserved everything that you had coming because you really went for it. I really went for blood, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I know that 100% he's my twin flame because there's no way I can say the things that I've said to him and not be blocked yet. He's teaching me patience. I'm learning patience through him. I'm learning patience through this union. And I'm growing. I'm expanding just by reconnecting with him. And it had to happen on this leg of my journey. And that's another thing I want to tell you guys. Listen, this time right now is the perfect time. It could not have been any other time for you to be on your journey, to be going through what you're going through. Everything that is happening, you guys, is happening exactly the way that it's supposed to be happening. I promise you. Um, since I've been home, I've been able to meditate, and I'm not due back to work until like a week. So I'm taking this time to continue to just get connected with spirit. The more that you go within, you guys, the more that you're going to receive downloads, you're going to receive messages from spirit. And this is how I get information about my journey. This is how I get information about my twin and what to do next, is because I listen to what spirit has to say. And one thing that I got a message when I did my oracle reading like 3 days ago, spirit was like, there's nothing wrong. You know how we look at the fact that we're not in union with our twin as a bad thing? It actually is the best thing for us. It's actually a good thing because it's allowing your twin and it's allowing you to heal from things that if you were together, you would not be able to heal from. Maybe you'll be distracted from that. Maybe, you would ignore the fact that the inner child needs to be spoken to and that there need to be some inner child healing because there's some wounds that have been there, whether it's from this lifetime or another lifetime, right? Today, I got a chance to time travel. This is amazing, you guys. Spiritual stuff is just what's up. I'm telling you. Like if you just take out the time and just do the spiritual work and this separation, I'm telling you, you won't have no time to be worried about when you and your twin are going to get back together. Because I know that as long as I remember for a time I was the only one that used to tell him that I loved him. He would never say it back. Um, and even though he didn't say it back. One time I had told him I loved him and he was like, I'm coming home. I'm like, oh my God. Like for real? Like even though he didn't say he loved me, the love that I poured into him was enough for him to want to come back home. So what I'm saying is sometimes you have to be the bigger person, you guys. I'm not saying that you become his doormat or her doormat. No. What I'm saying is that you have to stay focused on your focus. If you're wanting union, don't focus on what this person is doing or what they're not doing. Because if you do that, I swear to God, that Maya, that illusion is going to trip you up every time. Then the ego is going to kind of jump in because it wants to protect you. It wants to shelter you from hurt. And no, don't do this because you're going to get hurt again. Listen, the whole twin flame union is about vulnerability. If you can't be vulnerable with your twin, then who can you be vulnerable with? As long as you have a twin who is loving and understanding, like my twin. My twin is very loving, very understanding. And yes, he has done some nasty things. He's not perfect. But for the most part, if there was anyone that I can trust with my heart, it would be him. Like this example I gave you tonight where he deleted the message. He didn't delete the message for himself. He deleted the message for me to protect me because even though I triggered him in his unconditional love, he still thought more about me and how I would feel if I read that, which I feel the energy of it. I know it wasn't nice because I wasn't nice. And we tend to mirror each other to the T. Seriously. So we just got to be careful. Let me go ahead and read this 1 second. Wow, exactly. And you know what? It wasn't even a coincidence. Let me explain this to you as well, beautiful. Um, what happened is when you lit that blue candle, blue is for communication, love. And it's crazy that you say that because I use to light blue candles all the time to keep me and my twin communication going. And it worked. And we had constant communication to the point where I didn't even have to text him anymore. He was texting me. And it was like, oh, wow. So we were, openly communicating. It was flowing just so freely. And that is no coincidence that you guys started speaking telepathically that way. And then him calling you private, etc. So, again, like I said, if you're not talking to your twin, in the 3D through modern communication, then speak to your twin telepathically. They can hear you. You can send messages to your twin back and forth, and they'll get the memo. They'll get the download. They'll hear it. They'll feel it, and in whatever shape or form or fashion that your twin is sensitive to and open to. Okay. Sometimes they may not hear the telepathic message, but they can feel you. They can feel what you're saying, and they can know what you're saying just by this inner knowing, because all twin flames are intuitive. All twin flames are psychic. So if they're not, to that point where they have clear audience where they can hear, then they may be clairsentient to where they can feel it and they can know it through clear cognizance, where they can just, oh, I know, I feel that she's thinking about me. Okay, I feel that she's down right now. My husband was sick last year. Was it last year? At the beginning, like in January, or yeah, January, February of last year. And I just called him out the blue, and I left a message. I'm like, please contact me because I feel like you're sick. Something's wrong. And so he texted me. He was like, how'd you know? He was like, yeah, I've been sick. I've, not been feeling good. And he was like, well, how did you know that? I said, because I felt it. Not that I was sick in my own body and autonomy, but I was just like, something's wrong with Narco. Like, oh my God, I know that he's going through something. And then he gave me that confirmation. So, again, like I said, they may not know, because I asked him, are you sick? And I was like, if you're sick, text me and let me know because I feel like you're sick. And like an hour later, after I had called him, he had texted me and he was like, yeah, he was like, I am sick. So that's just how connected that you are with your twin. You're never really in a separation. You're always really together in union. Okay. Separation is just that thing that I call illusion. It's an illusion. And the way that you overcome separation is by overcoming yourself, overcoming your triggers, your weaknesses, and then self love, pouring back into yourself, getting into your soul mission. What are you supposed to do? What is your purpose? Why are you here? Okay. Majority of twin flames are here because we're in service, right? We're supposed to help others. We're supposed to raise the, collective consciousness to higher consciousness. And it doesn't matter what type of job we do for a living, right? Whatever shape and form or fashion that we can be of help is how we do it. The connection, the twin flame connection is not easy. It's not easy at all. So it's hard for them to come to us and tell us really what's on their mind and what's going on. I always have to trigger my husband in order for him to open up, because if I just be really nice and on the surface, he don't say nothing to me. But then like when I really get hardcore and just, I keep it clean, but I just let him know, hey, this is what needs to happen. This is what we need to do next. That usually incites him to at least give me a response. So yeah, we have to encourage them, that's for sure. The Oracle. So do we get more than one twin flame if one messes up? No, you only have one original twin, and I'll explain. You have one original twin flame. However, whenever you are in union with self, where you have balanced both your masculine and your feminine energies, you can align with any twin flame energy. Okay, which means that it can be anyone's twin flame. If they're in separation and they're not in union and they're on the same frequency, you can vibrate them into your experience. But it doesn't make them your twin flame. It just, I mean, you could say it's your twin flame because you're in union with that person, but it doesn't make them your original twin. You only get one original twin flame. But, you can get someone else's twin flame. It could be an instance to where their twin flame is not on the earth, or they haven't met their twin flame yet. But whatever the case, you guys are in a soul contract that person was supposed to come in at the time that they came in, just like Tolu. Tolu came in at the time where me and Narco was in separation. He was on my vibrational frequency. When he was no longer on my frequency anymore, he vibrated out of my experience. And that's that. But yeah, he's not my original twin flame that I started with in the very beginning. No, my current husband is. I hope that answers your question. So when your twin flame breaches the soul contract between you and them, if you are whole and complete in your autonomy, that allows for the two of you to come, you and the other person, into union. And they fulfill whatever purpose they're supposed to fulfill at that time. Thank you. Who is street producer Turo? I made you a moderator, but what's your original name, babe? So I know who I'm talking to. Yes, yes, yes. Everything that street producer Turo just said, or however, whatever the P dot. Yes, you can align with the higher level soulmate too, you guys. Not just the twin flame. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so, so, so much, Mally. You don't believe in twin flames, MK? Okay. What made you say that? Okay. And you know what? It's okay. Really honestly, it's kind of like the air. The air doesn't care if you believe in it or not, but it doesn't stop it from existing, right? You know, God doesn't care if you believe in God or not. It doesn't stop God from existing. Whatever it is to you, you don't even have to call God God. You can call God divine providence. Okay? You can call God source. But it still is what it is. Higher love, twin flame, higher, level soulmate. Anything that you want. It's okay. It's right. Whatever you want it to be. And we shouldn't, MK, to be quite honest, we shouldn't get caught up in that anyway. We shouldn't get caught up twin flame, soulmate, whatever. We should be more caught up on our journey and what it is that we need to do in our autonomy in order for us to be living out our soul purpose. That's the bottom line at the end of the day. Bless your heart. Bless your heart, Heather. Raise your vibration, honey, to give from up under that. Okay, La La Blue. I was like, okay, I know she looked familiar, and she's my moderator. So, who is this? Okay, baby, thank you. Mhm. Exactly, MK. It's about getting someone on your level. That's right. And that's it, Heather. And that's the reason why I suggested, well, not suggested, that's why I felt compelled to come and do this um, live, because I told my twin that last night. I said, listen, I am so tired of this vicious ass cycle. It has to end, and it has to end now. I'm done. I don't like it. It's not serving you or me to continue to keep going on this spiral loop, right? So it has to end. And the only way that it's going to end, you guys, is by me looking at us as already being in union and not having any expectation on how that pans out. We're in union, we're in communication, we're talking. At the end of the day, we're still married and we're not divorced yet. And I've been trying to get this divorce for the last 4 years and it just haven't happened. And I just finally said, fuck it, I give up. Because obviously, this is not what the divine wants. The divine didn't already told me and already spoke over my marriage before. And I fought it because I said, no, this is not fair. I have free will. But shoot, there is a saying, tell God your plans so he can laugh. Free will means nothing to God, especially when it comes to, what's destined. Yes, exactly, MK. And then that's the beauty of it all. We have these soul connections so we can learn our lessons. And then, we also have these people to help us to heal. You know what I'm saying? They help us to heal. And that's what the name of the game is. More than anything, if you're healing, you're winning. You really are. And if you are in contact with your twin flame, it's a blessing. It really is. Not saying that those that are not in communication are not being blessed too. You're being blessed in your own way as well, because it could be at a time where your person would just hurt you more than help you. They will be more of a hindrance. They will be more of a setback for you than something that will catapult and push you forward. God is not stupid. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And if you continue to say that and make that be an affirmation, all is well in my world. Everything is happening exactly the way it's supposed to. I am so grateful and thankful for the connection that I do have with my twin. If you're in connection with that person, I'm telling you, you will see things change exponentially in your life, and also with your twin. Your twin will start viewing you in a light that they don't even expect. I can tell you the times that me and my husband had gotten back together, I can promise you he didn't see it coming. God would be like, I don't care what he's saying to you. Do this. Say this. Do this next. And I tell you what, as long as I listen to that inner voice inside, and I was doing some crazy shit. Stuff that I normally, when I do, that's how I knew it was the voice of God, because I know myself. My ego would be like, hell nah, bitch, we ain't doing that. He could kiss our ass right now. You know what I'm saying? But spirit was like, no, I need you to do this. I need you to text him this. I need you to say this to him. Okay, now after he responds that, I need you to come back and say this. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, God, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to say this anymore. Because he's being stubborn right now. And God is like, listen, do this and say this, because he needs to hear this right now, because he's going through something and he needs to hear these exact words. And I swear sometimes I would get a text message back from him like, that's exactly what I needed to hear. Thank you. What? Because I listen to spirit. I always listen to spirit, because spirit will have you where you need to be. I'm telling you, you will never go wrong if you allow for spirit to guide you instead of your ego. Because your ego will be like, no, we're not saying this. No, he don't deserve us saying that. Oh, at times when he would be so mean to him, I mean mean to him, mean to me, and God would be like, just tell him right now that you love him. What? Because that's what he's trying to show. He's trying to show you that he needs love right now. He's just not doing it in the way that you think. You have to learn your own twin's love language. You have to learn when he says this, he really means the complete opposite of what he's saying. And I'm like, are you serious, God? Like, this is becoming a game. But I swear to you guys, I did it. I did what Spirit told me to do. Even when I was in Nigeria and Spirit told me to unblock him, I'm like, what? He's been blocked for a whole year. Why would I unblock him now, God? Exactly the point. Just do it. Don't ask God why. Just do what God says. But me, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. I'm one of God's special children. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. My ass is hard headed as hell, and this is the reason what has kept me out of union. I'm telling you. So this is why I'm coming on. I'm spilling the beans with you guys and telling you what can get you into union. And the number one thing is listening to the voice of God. Listen to that inner voice. That inner voice knows what it's talking about. It is not going to, you're not going to be comfortable. I'm not going to lie to you. You're not going to be comfortable with what some of these things the inner voice is going to tell you to do. One thing I was told by God to do was to drive 17 and a half hours from my house to show up at my husband's doorstep. I didn't even know how I was gonna freaking get into the building because it has one of those buzzer things that you have to, call on them in order to let you in. But Spirit was so tight that one of their neighbors was walking in and I was able to get in. And I was able to just go knock on the door and surprise us behind. But anyway, God was just covering me the whole time. I'm telling you, Spirit knows best. But nothing came out of that time. But it was a connection. It was a reconnection, let's just say that. Because at that time we were not talking for I think a period of, was it 2 months? 2 months we weren't talking. And I'm like, no, I can't take this. I need to know what's going on. Like, you just left me on, red, not saying anything to me, not let me know if you're coming back home. Like, this is right when we had, split up at the very beginning of our separation. But hey, we did get a chance to talk. We did get a chance to talk. Um, we did not kiss, but he kissed me on my forehead when I was asleep. When I went to sleep in the bed, I was gonna stay there for the whole weekend, but he messed it up. And then I was just like, I'm done. This is the reason why I left you. Let me go ahead and just exit stage left again. So it's like Aaliyah said, if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Yeah, when you start seeing your person's name everywhere, um, that is a sign that you're coming into union. Because I've been hearing his name. I haven't seen his name anywhere, but I've been hearing people say his name. And I'm like, what the hell? I've been hearing his name a lot this week. So I'm just like, okay. Our angels and our guides, they always send us our little messages. Are we listening? Are we paying attention? Yes, we do always have to lead, la la. I'm telling you, for those that know much is required, we are usually the ones that spearhead this whole thing. But guess what? The rewards are so great. I'm telling you, I can't wait. And MK, you know what? My next video is about to be on that very subject, single and leveling up. That is my next video, my next live. I'm going to touch bases on that. Yes. And the fact that you're open is the reason why everything that you are wanting to manifest is going to come to you. You're certainly welcome. You're welcome, Libra Sunshine. Yes, la. Listen, be specific, but don't be so specific to where the universe don't have no wiggle room. But yeah, I said the same thing. I'm open to a true commitment from a loyal man that is of higher consciousness and on my same vibrational frequency. Not on the frequency to come in to be healed, because those are the ones that hurt you the most. I don't want a man that needs to be healed by me. Okay? I want a man to help me to heal instead of the other way around. Yes, yes, okay, exactly. You guys are funny. There was something else I wanted to touch bases on you guys with that helped me. And I dropped the ball. I'm not gonna lie, like I dropped the ball to my union. Me and my current husband was this close to him coming home, and me trying to control how long it was going to take made everything just kind of like collide, and different things happen. But you know that that was not a coincidence. It was meant to happen because we were not ready. When you're ready, let me tell you something, and I know this for a true fact. When you're ready for union, not even your twin flame can stop the union. All it takes is one person, you guys. All it takes is one person. That one person could be you. When you are ready to have 3D union with your twin flame, all you have to do is set your mind on that's what you want, and it will come to you. Anytime I have ever wanted to have 3D union with my twin flame, it always came because I had to fall into my heart, into my heart center, and get out of my head. Because as long as you stay in your head, that will keep you out of union because you'll start thinking about all the things they've done to you in the past. The past don't exist anymore. This is what I believe is helping me to kind of like go through this reconnection a lot better and a lot smoother. Whatever he did to me in the past, it does not exist because I don't want to recreate that event. Because when you talk about it and you rehash it, that's what you do. You anchor that moment. And so, whatever is trying to take place that is in the present moment is being enveloped, it's being covered up, and it's being suffocated, and it can't grow. So, it's smothering and it's dying because you're wanting to rehash something that neither one of you can change. So why even bring it up, right? So focus on the now moment. And I'm telling myself this as I'm telling you this as well. The present moment is called a present because it's a gift. It's a gift to both of you. Try to get a chance to know each other for who you are now, where you are now. And anytime that person brings up the past, switch it to something that's current. Switch it to a current event because that's what I do. I try to like when we're in constant, connection, when we're talking back and forth, I try to bring it to something that's current, something that I'm doing, something that I'm planning on, doing for myself, or, just take it off of us because that's too much pressure. You guys, relationships by themselves are already difficult. So if you're talking about the energy of the relationship and things that happened in the past and all that, that just makes it even more compounding. It makes it even more stressful. Okay. So again, we need to do our best to make sure that we are directing and we are leading. Like Lala said, we are the ones that are the leaders in this as divine femmes. Change the mindset and do the affirmation absolutely, because I'm telling you, I promise you that the affirmations and changing my mindset has gotten me into 3D union with my twin, my original twin. Okay. Um, That's it, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at this. And then I'm about to go to sleep. I've been working up into this moment. So thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you for watching. All right. You're welcome, MK. We'll do this again. The next video will be about being single and leveling up. All right. And why you should level up. Everyone is welcome. Thank you guys so very, very much. And then I think the video after that I'm going to do on thought forms. I have not forgotten it. I've not forgotten to do that. So, anyway, all right, you guys. Thank you so very, very, very much. All right. Namaste.